Verse 26. But when the Helper comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth, who proceeds from the Father, he will bear witness about me. Okay, so when the Spirit comes, what will the Spirit do? He will bear witness about the Son. Like the Son bear witness about the Father, the Spirit will bear witness about him. And he bears witness. So again, that line of the Spirit bearing witness about the Son about the Father, and that is how it all works. All right, because he's a helper. Now here, earlier said the Father will send. Here Jesus saying that he will send, not the Father. He will send this helper, and there's another helper. So yeah, again, I'm not going to speak now about this whole contradiction, because seemingly in the prayer it's just the Father sending. Here Jesus saying he is sending. So who is sending ultimately? And yeah, sure, that's a big theological question between the Orthodox on the one side and then the Roman Catholics on the other side. And Protestants, we're most likely in this case more with the Roman Catholics. Although some say it doesn't really matter, it's semantics kind of. And in a way maybe it is just semantics, although I know they will crucify me for that. Because I understand, they feel that if the Son and the Father send the Spirit, then it subordinates, kind of makes the Spirit the lesser God. But then Jesus say, calling the Father greater than me, would that make Jesus lesser God? No. So I don't think that really floats. I don't think that's really right to say that. But anyhow, so I'm not going to really get into that controversy at the moment concerning if the. But I mean, I think Jesus said he sent the Father, so why can't he? Because the Spirit is going to speak about him. That does not make the Spirit less. If it was sent by the Father and the Son, it's not a lesser God. Like Jesus is not a lesser God by saying the Father is greater than I. Okay, so but this is his task. Ultimately, his task is not to have you fall around, being slain in the Spirit, fall back into the water or something like that and die. Benny pum, and then you fall over. Kind of idea. Have you speak in tongues? That's not what the Spirit is about. Okay, that's a secondary. I mean, even this falling in the Spirit, that's nothing to do with that kind of. Anyhow, okay. So let's continue. Verse 27. And you also will bear witness, because you have been with me from the beginning. So. The Spirit will bear witness. When Jesus sends the Spirit will bear witness, and you will bear witness because you've been with me from the beginning. Right? From the beginning is that they were the first called. And so all of them ultimately will be witnesses that what Jesus is saying here is true. Okay, so just remember, they're now, okay, it's like, so here we are on the ferry, and there's quite a number of people. Very few of them most likely understand English. What I'm saying to the cameras now is just something that everyone will hear. Sure, people sitting afar off the wind and everything, they can't hear a word I'm saying. For them to hear, they either need to watch a video or they need to. No, they're not going to know. The one recording me, he would need to maybe he can tell them, or I can tell them, or they can listen to the video. So in Jesus' case as well, so like these guys are hearing it, but they alone are hearing it. Everybody there at the Last Supper, they are hearing these words. The interested people, they were hearing these words. So they had to be the witnesses. The Spirit would be a witness, they would be a witness. That what Jesus is now saying, so that what he is saying now can go out. If John didn't write this down, we would never have known this, right? Because in other Gospels, a lot of those things, like Luke, for example, he was not there, but he went and he asked people who heard, and he could write it down. Okay, so in that sense, people could hear. But this specific thing, none of the other Gospel writers wrote about it. Only John wrote about it. And so the only way we can know about it is because John wrote about it. So he is bearing witness, therefore, to what Jesus said. The only way we can understand this is through the Spirit bearing witness in us, being in Christ, being in the vine, right? The vine dresser, through the Spirit, saves us ultimately, put us in the vine because of who the vine is, and therefore we can bear fruit, therefore we can hear, therefore we can know, therefore we can understand, and we can ultimately be His children. We need to be witnesses. Like this, the Spirit is a witness, to take this word of Jesus out from just the Last Supper into the whole wide world, to like people like this sitting around us here. I guess the majority are either Muslim or Hindu, and underneath all of that, I guess there's a lot of animism. But that's that, right? This is what we are called to do: to take the world, the word, to love Jesus, and loving Jesus means doing what Jesus told us to do.